Oh, is that the collateral damage? Dude, that right there is the problem. That is unbelievable.
Oh my gosh.
Because look at it.
Yeah, that's not gonna fit.
Son of a gun!
It takes a lot for me to get really frustrated. I'm really frustrated. We want to talk about what the true cost for RV repairs has been.
Because if you're new to RVing, or if you've been RVing since the dawn of creation, cost is a part of RV life. It's a true inevitable thing that's going to happen. RVing is going to cost you money, and it will cost you in all kinds of different ways. It'll cost you in time, research, material, ability, all kinds of stuff.
So we're just going to be straight up. We've had a ton of repairs. We did a lot of research before we ended up doing this. Other YouTubers, other blogs, other people talked about, they were like, hey, you should just expect you're moving house down the road that there is going to be all kinds of repairs.
So we kind of entered into the whole RV life with the idea, at least the mindset of, okay, this is going to cost us some money in repair work.
But nobody can really prepare you for it until you're actually doing it. So
if we were to sit down and talk with somebody at our dinner table, like we're chatting with you, I think some of the things we would talk about are this, that it is time, right? Your time is valuable, so your time is money. Unless you just want to blindly believe whatever a shop tells you when you take it in because something's broke, then be my guest. But we're not like that.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Because you're not in like your hometown where you know the local repair shop guy, or you have all kinds of friends where you could say, hey, would anybody recommend a mechanic? Or hey, anybody, who do you know? So you're in a different community all the time. And then you go online and you look up new RV tires. Well, there's so much that you actually have to learn while you're looking it up, because you can't just get, X, Y, or Z tire because maybe the local places don't have it, or then maybe they have to ship it in, and then you're talking extra time that you have to wait for that part to get in, or even the time that it's going to take to be able to get into a local repair shop wherever you are. Then, you have to try to do a bunch of research to try to find the shop that can do the repair that you need fixing, because they don't all do it. So it's a ton of so much time and research, to try to find the right place that can do the repair.
Yeah. All right. So time is money. Time is spent in research. Another thing to consider is user error.
Oh, we have thought that we had a lot of problems. And there have been several things where we just did not know what the heck we were doing.
Yeah, so more specifically, we thought we needed a whole new bank of batteries, right?
And you have to understand, by this point, we had just had so many repairs piled on top of repairs. And even though we went into it expecting it, let us just walk you through a little bit of our experience during this. We're trying to leave. We just got everything packed up. You'll notice there's nothing right here on our refrigerator right now. That's because we're unplugged. Our lights aren't working. Nothing. Nada. No water pump. Nothing. So it has to be a breaker. It's got to be a breaker. Here's the inverter, and it is not turning on. Won't turn on. So Jason's outside, and I don't know. Let's go see if he's figured anything out yet. What's going on?
I don't actually know.
Is it turning on?
No, nothing's turning on.
What do you mean nothing's turning on, or just like this thing is not turning on?
This Xantrax thing isn't turning on. Oh, maybe it's got something to do back here. Maybe this transfer switch. It's not hot at all. Which means
it won't turn on.
Right.
Which I don't know what that means.
Well, that means time to rethink, I guess. Oh my gosh. So by this point,
We were pretty frazzled, right?
we just didn't know what it was. Nothing was working
Right.
in our rig.
The 12-volt lights wouldn't turn on, so like the little lights, the 120 wasn't working, absolutely zero. Nothing would work in the rig.
And we were gonna boondock for like the next few days, so we had to change our whole entire plans around to be somewhere where we could be plugged in. And then,
So we're at the local Walmarts, okay? And I'm pushing the cart away from the rig to put it back in the little cart corral, and I notice, wait, the stairs work. When you open the door, the stairs open automatically. And the little light's on underneath. What's happening? I thought our batteries are dead. If our batteries are dead, the engine's not running, how is that working? So my mind like literally was like, wait, what's going on? So I go to where these little switches are, and they're at the end of the staircase, which is by where you operate the awning switch and a kill switch for the whole house for all the batteries. So for several days, we were in a panicked mess about batteries, and it was total user error.
yeah. Oh, and let's not forget though that, some of you might be thinking, but you can just turn on your generator. No, because you remember that video where they're taking it away? That was because the generator wasn't working right, and then they fixed the generator, and they still didn't fix the generator. So we've not had a working generator either.
Yeah.
So we couldn't just turn on the generator for things to work, and our power wasn't working.
So user error was this. We needed to just kind of relax, assess the situation, and we hadn't been doing that because we got so worked up so immediately because honestly,
We'd had so many repairs.
it's like a post-traumatic stress disorder. Like if something breaks, we just like we go haywire.
Our next point is, let's just say, personal innovation. And what we mean by that is there's going to be times where maybe you want to try to investigate and figure out the situation for yourself, or at least have some knowledge of what's going on, or if you're going to be able to fix it, or maybe somebody else can, fix it. But anyways, so Jason is really good at figuring out some of these things and being able to
Innovate.
rig up something together, right? And he's been like this throughout our whole entire relationship. And I was trying to think of a way to tell him that. And so once upon a time, we're on this road trip. I was sitting there thinking, how can I tell him, I really think it's an awesome quality that he's so innovative.
Like MacGyver.
Right. And so I said, you are just enough redneck. Because you can't, because too much.
I don't know how
You just need just enough, okay? Because just enough is like, hey, I'm gonna figure out whatever it is that I need to figure out. You call it whatever you want. Innovative.
We're trying to be delicate without being offensive, but it was just the word she used. You're just enough redneck.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Look, I can say that because
we have to move on. We have to move on.
stop, okay? But it's a good thing,
Yes.
okay? Because that just means you're gonna get out the duct tape if it needs some duct tape. Or in our most recent event,
It took
some innovation.
I'm gonna try to take a look at my own generator. Here's the thing. We did take it into the shop. They got it working that day, but it only worked once. That's it. Once. That has been such a huge source of frustration. I'm tired of honestly hearing RV shops saying we'll get to you in 6 weeks while we're trying to travel on the road. We don't really kind of have time to hang out in one specific area for 6 weeks just to get in the shop to then see if they can fix it. And so I'm gonna try to get this thing running for our family so that this rig can be used in the way that it's supposed to be used. So guys, wish me luck. Okay guys, I'm really sorry in advance if the wind gets really bad and really noisy, because I had to switch to my iPhone because there's no way I'm touching the vlog camera with these hands right now. So I have the carburetor out and in my hand. See that brass piece back there? This controls the flow of the fuel into the carburetor. And I'm wondering if this float isn't correct because maybe it's not floating quick enough. Inquiring minds want to know. I don't know. Maybe. I'm gonna dig that apart and see. Guys, okay, look at, so I figured it out. This float that you see, this thing that should be going up and down inside of the carburetor bowl, is actually filled with fuel. It's heavy. It always stays down. That means this little float remains heavy and the fuel can't make it float. So it literally choked out my entire system because it didn't float. All right, so I'm in a barn out of the wind. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to actually just take the fuel and empty it. The way I'm gonna take the fuel out is just put a little hole in it and then patch that hole back up somehow and see if it'll work. All right, I'll let you know how it goes. So it looks like I've emptied all the fuel and I've patched up the little hole I made. Now is the float test to see if I can float this in water and see if any air bubbles push out. If not, fingers crossed, install this bad boy and get us back running with a generator for the win. Ugh. Yes. All right, so I got Silas here. Silas, why don't you do the honors and hold it there.
I think it's good.
Why don't you let it go and see what happens? Nice. Yes. Woo. Back underneath the rig. What's gonna happen now is Silas is going inside to get some warm clothes on because he's gonna help me. We're gonna jump inside of this generator. He's gonna help me reinstall this float that we've now, hopefully, fingers crossed, fixed. And this is significantly lighter, I must say. I'm gonna teach Silas a little bit about how a carburetor works. He's gonna see it firsthand. Let me tell you something about Silas, just real quick for those of you that don't know anything about this young man. Every time I'm in the garage, that homie is right with me. He's like my grease monkey buddy. He'll change brakes. He can tell you about how an alternator works, master cylinders, brake lines. He can tell you about radiators he's helped me fix. This little guy right here, yeah, if I'm in the garage, he's with me. So it doesn't surprise me that he is out here with me learning about a carburetor and putting the install in. Now hit start until she fires and keep holding it. Hold it. Let it go. Oh! So as you can see, it took some innovation. It definitely took some crafty work, and it ended up working in the end. So yeah, for the win, man.
And we didn't have to like spend, how much was it?
The part alone was $355. So plus any labor that would have needed to be installed if we did it at a shop, you know, whatever. So
he like MacGyvered it, and I mean that's awesome, and just enough redneck.
Can.
When you're talking about RV repairs, no matter what, you almost always have to be prepared for the unexpected.
Yeah.
When we bought this, had great tires, and we didn't think anything of having to get new tires anytime soon. Except for after driving thousands and thousands and thousands of miles, we stroll up into my cousin's house, and he was like, dude.
Hey bro, your tires.
You guys need some new tires. And
They're looking bad.
Huh? So we checked it out. Oh my gosh, sure enough.
It had rubbed all the thick rubber off, and it was through like this softer membrane just before the metal steel belts in the tires. So we had to spend some time getting an alignment and new tires, because if you put new tires on a bad alignment, you're just gonna chew through new tires.
So after a lot of research and a lot of time, finally found a place that could get us in for the front alignment.
Yep.
And while they were doing that,
Whoopsie daisy.
well, again, let's just show you.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, is that the collateral damage?
That's it.
Those definitely aren't gonna work anymore. Those are broke.
Oh my gosh.
I'll give her these then.
Oh crap.
All right, so we've had time, we've had research, we've had user error, we've had innovation, and we've also had the unexpected. So now, what does it actually cost?
Let's talk about the ducats,
Yeah,
the nuggets that you're gonna have to shovel out for this stuff.
because honestly, this is really what it boils down to, the brass tacks. When it comes down to money coming out of your account, this is where it really matters.
We weren't sure how much all of this was gonna cost, and being first-time RV owners, we decided to pay a lot of money for a warranty,
Yeah.
of which we're actually not sure was really worth it, and I'd love to hear from you guys, okay?
Yes.
Fellow RV owners, even weekend warriors, tell us, do you have a warranty? Was it worth the money, okay?
Yeah.
Because we're talking like some good money.
Yeah.
And they kind of scared us into it thinking like, you don't ever know you're gonna need this. So we're really going back and forth, but there have been some of the repairs that were covered by the warranty
Yep.
and some that weren't, and it's probably been about half and half. So let's walk you through what some of these costs have actually been.
Number one was the door repair. If you remember back in Utah, the door just suddenly flung apart and busted inside, and Dellynn was locked out, so we had to repair that.
Oh, and don't forget the stair motor. We also had to replace that.
Our slide was broke and has been broke, but it is now open, and we no longer have a skinny house, but a big house. The generator was a huge problem and continued to be a problem. That needed to be repaired.
So we also had to get new tires along with a front end alignment.
So as you can see, there's a ton of money that goes out in being an RV owner, especially on the full-time route, because you're
Yeah.
using it so much more
Right.
than just a weekend vacation.
But when we're through our first year, we're actually going to tally it up and see what the overall cost was for us monthly. I mean, because I truly still believe it's been a lot less than what we actually were paying living in a traditional home, even with all the repairs.
That's
It'll
right.
be interesting to see.
That's right.
Stay tuned because we will talk about that too. That's our 2 cents anyways.
Yeah, that's our 2 cents for RV cost repair
Yeah.
costs.
Said it costs
Yeah.
more than 2 cents.
Exactly. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with us today. Man, hit the subscribe button if you are enjoying what you see and want to see more. We really appreciate your support.
And share away.
Yep. And we will see you in the next one.